Hello my YouTube friends and welcome back for a new video. In today's video we are not going to make this one. This is a work in progress. I'm going to make another video soon about this one. I've already uploaded the full course on my Patreon page and this will be, I hold it in my hand. Today's course will be about the Labradorite stone. I know I made lots of video about this stone, but there's plenty of style you can recreate. And today I'm going to add a little bit more color to it. I'm going to show you here an example of my inspiration for this painting, and I've also added some gold corners just to mimic the jewelry side and something like a stone encapsulated in gold, and I wanted to have this feeling to this painting. So let's go ahead and see how I did it. If there is missing information, this is because the video is like 10 minutes and on Patreon it's like a 2-hour video, so I cannot explain everything in a small 10 minutes video. I'm going to start by prepping my canvas and assembled my canvas. So I've used really smooth canvas that I've prepared with modeling paste and a sheet of plastic to give this nice smooth and with a little bit of texture like it was a polished stone. So my canvas is ready. I'm going to paint the entire surface with a teal blue. This is just to block all of the modeling paste and have a single color everywhere. This will be my main background color. I try not to have too much of brush strokes. As usual, my paintings are always really smudged and blurry, and that's what I like. So here I'm starting to add my shadows, my first shadows, and for this I use my technique where I apply water and then paint, and then I try to blend my paint as smooth as possible. And if you look at the picture that I have, there is some dark spots like this and some darker blue, and you will see after what I'm going to do. I also like to use my makeup brushes to blend the color, and it works pretty well. I don't know why art manufacturers don't have those kind of brushes, because it is really helpful with acrylic paint. So I've made 3 dark spots like this, and obviously every step you see, the part that I've just painted is now dry. If you do this and your paint is not dry, you will remove everything, so make sure that everything is dry. Now I'm going to focus on a larger area, and I'm going to smudge this dark indigo blue. I'm using a large water spray, and this is really helpful to have larger area wet. And I'm doing the same thing, but this time I want to have some transparency, so I've tried to mix a lot of water into my paint. Here I'm just going to enhance the fact that I have tiny holes in my canvas. So for this I'm just using a little tissue and some black paint with water, and I try to remove it and leave only the little holes showing. To get this glowy colors that I really like on the Labradorite I choose to have inspiration, I need to have a white background to apply those fluorescent colors, so that they are really popping out of the canvas. If you paint I mean, if you paint yellow and orange on top of the blue directly, you will not have this intense color, so that's why I'm adding here white. Now that my white is dry, you will see what I'm talking about. I'm going to add blue, green, yellow, green, and orange. And after that also I'm going to add also purple. And I'm using the same technique, is water, paint, and then blend. And you can see here that on top of the white it really gives a nice background for those colors. Here I'm adding more black since I've kind of erased the black that I've put in the tiny holes. So I try to add the black again, but this time with a little Posca pen. I really like those the black in this Posca pen because it is really dark, and I think it works pretty well to blend. Here I'm doing the same thing with a damp brush, and I try to extend the pigment. I'm going to do many more lines after that. Also, this little hack is using magic sponge, I think it is called, and it is really easy to scrape the paint that you don't want, and it works like magic when your paint is not fully cured, and you can erase the paint easily. I'm adding more white spots where I want some glow, and you can see here why I did add white spots. I added a little bit of purple here and there. This is where I messed up with this part. I've tried to add white, and I wanted to have white to have a more vibrant teal color, and this was not working well because my caps was dirty, and I ended up with lots of splash of paint everywhere, and I tried to cover that with a more opaque paint. Here is the fun part where you add the Labradorite lines, I should say. And if you look at closely on Labradorite stone, you can see there is plenty of little lines like this. And I try to recreate this feeling onto my painting. So here I did apply a coat of spray varnish on top of everything just to block the colors, and now I'm going to glaze some purple on top of the blue, and it will give a more reddish kind of blue, and that's what I wanted here. I did not want it to have a more green blue. Here I tried to enhance a little bit more the little black holes, and this time I'm using a tiny Posca pen in black. This is the one that I use usually to make my signature on my work. I will go here with a second coat of color just to enhance them and have more of a kind of lines. So I will add more orange and more purple here and there. And since I work on a varnished surface, it is easier to blend the color. You can see here. So let's go now with the gold. I'm using here an oil base, a solvent based gilding size, and this is not as easy. I've let it dry too much, and the gold leaf was not, the application was not as I wanted, so I did apply a second coat of gold. I did this on the four corners just to have this feeling of jewelry or a pendant with a polished stone encapsulated with those four golden goals. I don't have the right term to explain this in English, but yeah, this is what I wanted. I ended up by varnishing with 3 coats of varnish on top of all of my painting and also on the gold to protect everything from tarnishing over time, because this gold is a copper based gold. And here are the final steps. I added my second coat of gold and also like to scrape the excess gold to have really straight lines with this precision knife. Here is the finished painting. Hope you've liked this video. I would like to say a huge thank you to all of my supporters, all of my Patreon here, and I will write their name here. I wish you all a great day and see you. Bye. Bye, guys.